Okay, okay, okay. It's a streamer, right? Why is it showing something else? Bum. Okay. All right, all right, all right. I am back. So I don't know if I want to play again. I did win. I was winning, so the game was over. My controller somehow disconnected, and maybe it's like an issue with PC and this controller. I'll look it up. Like I don't normally play on PC with the pad. So normally when I use this, I'm playing on my Xbox Series X. Um, so it could be a compatibility issue with this controller, or it could be a driver thing. So um, it's not the first time, and only like I said, I only play FC FIFA, when I'm streaming. So and the only reason why I was streaming on PC is I was only playing on PC so I can stream. Um, if I have one of my consoles connected and capturing it, the resolution will be a lot better. I can stream it. I can stream the content at like a higher resolution, which means that more pixel, right? So instead of the 760 or 720, it would have been um, more pixel, like probably 1080p or 1440p. And then on your end, when you're watching, depending on how you have your resolution set, you see like a huge improvement in the graphics. But for now, let me see if I can share this real quick. I don't know if it's the same link or not. Let me type. Boom, boom. To risk. All right, so we can keep it simple. Actually, I got text messages to reply to, like 20 of them. Not 20, but oh, we do Bahama Bucks. All right, so um, hold on, I gotta respond. Okay, so let's talk about today. Let's talk about today real quick. I'll try to keep it short or shorter. I already talked about it during my my gameplay. So let's take away these guys and this guy because we're playing 9v9 today, which we did a really good job. So we only conceded 2 goals and they were off the corner kicks. So what had happened was I want to say we had someone here. We had someone here in this goalpost, but we got to keep them out the box. Okay, so they had person right. He was like he's standing right here. Especially if they're tall. If they're tall, we cannot have them in the box because it's gonna go boop. That's gonna head it in. So let me see. We had a person here. Let's give them the soccer ball. They had their defense back here. They're playing I think a 3-3-2 formation. They weren't playing as much defense. Right, and so we kept 9. We kept 9 up. It wouldn't have, it would have been helpful had we just had one person here and everyone to help defend a corner kick, which is what would have been more ideal, right? I would have wanted us to kind of help more defend the corner to prevent that from happening, because we just had, this is what we had. We had kind of like this, and then they're up here, and they had all their guys like up here. I think they're pushed up. So we could have done more. We could have had someone here, sure. We should have had someone out here. Had someone here. And then like out here, and then one person back here. This is what we should have had on the corner kick. On corner kicks, we need to be more defensive. So had we been more prepared and this particular defensive stance or whatever formation, then I don't think they would have gotten those corner kicks in. If we pushed this guy out, because it was 7. It was, I think his jersey number 7 or whatever. So tall guy. He was like 8'6" or whatever. He was super tall. But yeah, he just didn't knock it in. It was a great play. You had to give credit where credit's due. It was a great play, but we could not let people in the box, especially these tall people. So if someone's tall, we have to point or assign someone to these people, these tall people. So back, and you're pressing, you're doing one of these things, and you're fighting. You want to keep him out the box, because you keep him off. You keep him from going in and taking that header. But we didn't do that. We just let him stand there. There's no one really covering him. We have to be more physical. We have to be more physical, especially with teams they have a lot of height, right? So they had a lot of tall players on their team. So when it comes to these corner kicks, right, there's a lot of advantage and disadvantages when it comes to certain matchups. So if you're short, you really you can't really pair up against someone that's tall, because they can just head over you. When you jump up, they can jump up, and they can jump higher, because they have more of that vertical edge. So we have to do your best to kind of keep them out this box here. Keep them out. Push them out. You're not gonna get called for any fouls or anything. You're not, as long as you're not grabbing their jerseys and you're not pushing. Use your body. You have to use your body. Put your arms, get your arms up, and kind of, fight. You gotta fight. Keep them out. So as they're kicking, right, as soon as this ball is in motion, you're doing this. You're keeping them out. You're trying to keep them out at best as you can. Everyone else can do their job. So, so whoever has someone marked, whoever you're marking 7, you're doing your best to kind of keep them out, especially if they have height. We know what they're trying to do. They can try to go for a header. That's the only reason why they're there. So we have to keep them out. If they have someone on the outside, if they have someone here, what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen here in this situation here, right? So they might have someone, a good striker that could kick the ball from this distance. So instead of giving an opportunity to go for a play, they'll pass it here. They'll come in and they'll do something, whatever, to take, a good shot, because there's no one guarding these players, right? There's no one preventing from taking a shot. So we have to be more observant of what their corner kick play looks like, right? So if we see them setting up, their corner kick setup, right? So we see someone on the outside, and you see maybe they have someone up here. We need to watch out for this person. We need to watch out for 6. We need to watch anyone that's on the inside. So that way we'll have someone up here just kind of marking 6 just in case they want to go for the pass. And then this person will be here, probably here, kind of marking 3. You can be at the top of the key and just kind of marking this person, but you're facing this way. You want to look what's going on at all times with the ball. So as soon as the ball, you're looking this way, but you're keeping an eye on 3 just in case that they end up trying to do some passing thing. If it's going this way, you can go in and help, right? Especially if this person decides to kind of do one of these things. But yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it, right? So we covered that. So that's what happened in today's game, so we let them inside the box. And then on the offense, right? On the offense, and then we finish talking about this, and then I'm gonna end the stream. So we had, and I talked about this during the game. I had paused it and I went towards this because I thought it was important to discuss. So we had our defensive. All right, so we were like something like that. And then they had their guys. They had their strikers. They had their 2 guys up here, and they had their midfielders. That the midfielders were helping up on the defense. So when we're pushing up, and we're doing this a lot. So whether or not 6 had the ball, 7, 8, or 9, don't say 6, 7. So whether one of these had the ball, there was always kind of like double teamed by someone. There's always had, something like that going on, right? They're always some kind of they're always marked. 8 was marked, so there's nothing that 9 can do. He can try to go down here. We would keep pushing, and then we end up losing the ball because we can't dribble all day. You can't dribble and move the ball all day because they can apply pressure. They're going to pressure, and it's harder when you have more people. So basically, you need some help. He couldn't pass it here because they had 6 right here. So he doesn't have a good, clear, clean point of view to pass it. And then 5 is right here. So if he would have passed it here, 5's right here, he would have intercepted it, and it's going this way. Now look, you have all this space they can go into, and they have help up here. So that was kind of dangerous. This is what happened. This is what happened in the game. So we lost the ball, and it came down here, and then we came up here to defend every single time. So what should have happened, right? I work on my grammar here. I've been thinking way too much over certain things. Let's not use this color. See something that we can see. Let's use blue. We can see that, right? Okay, we can see that. We had all this open space. No one to pass to. So if we had this 8 person back, and we had more spacing kind of like this, then we can pass back. You can do this all day. You can't do this because it's always intercepted. Pass, they would have came in, and it would have put released stress off of 9. It would have been something like this, right? No one's guarding 6 right now. This is the threat, right? So you want to deal with the threat, you can have 2 defenders here. You want this guy, a man on this person, and a man on this person. This person's they're not worried about this person as much until it gets past here. Now, when it gets past here, 6 is going to drop off. They will kind of fall back, and it's going to be something like this. So 5 will come up here to defend. 6 will mark 8. 4 will mark 6, and now this is the threat. So you see, this is how everything's covered. Everything's covered here. Everything kind of tracks. It kind of does one of these things, So, but we didn't have a shot at passing and doing any of that because we were so linear. We were like this, and then with so many people, it's hard to pass here. You can't see 8. They can't see 8. They can't see 9, and vice versa. 9 can't see any of these guys. Well, you can see 8, but they can't see 7 or 6 because we're all lined up. You don't know what's going on. So even if they try to cross it, you can't really tell that much, but you're covered. Now, going forward, we need to create space for whoever's handling the ball so that way they can receive help. We need to do, create space. So if 6 is 8, if 8 is going in, right, he's going to be double team, right? So we can't just be like that. We're going to have to kind of draw back, create like a little triangle, get some spacing in here. So you can pass here, you can pass it back this way. When this shifts, no one's really guarding 6. So 6, you should be open. So when you see this right here, when you see this, you should be 7. Don't say it. 7 and this number and 9. It should be more like a diamond or triangle. So you have options. You have options right here. So you have options to pass the ball around. You don't have option like this. You don't have options when it's like this. None. So all we kept doing, we kept attacking. We'll take it down here, about right here. We hit a wall, and the ball goes the other way. So we need to be more open, aware of what's going on in the field. So when 8 has the ball, you can't be here. You got to drop back. You got to get some help. They're gonna come up here. So let me. So he's gonna kind of chill up here. They can apply the pressure here. This is where the pressure is going to go. So you have to know where the pressure is going to be on the field. So the ball is here. This is where the pressure is going to be at. If the ball is on this side of the field, this is where a lot of the pressure is going to be at defensively, right? And you have to be able to help out your teammate because, they could be double or triple team. You can't do anything if you're too far up here. You can't pass up here, you can't do anything here, so that's not, you're not helping anyway. We're losing the ball and it's going back the other way. It's going to pass up to these guys and we're going to have to putting the stress back on the defense to recover the ball. After we did all that work to get up here to lose it, we can't be doing that. So we got to create space for ourselves to help out. So, man, I'm double team. He stops, he's guarding. You're guarding the ball, and this I think I was showing Sebastian this like after the game. So I was showing Sebastian an example that you want to protect the ball, guard the ball, put your feet in the ball, and kind of like take a couple seconds, see where your teammate's at, right? So you're doing this. He's guarding the ball. Imagine that this is his back is facing this way and he's looking that way. So he has his feet on his ball. He's protecting. And he's kind of using his body to protect the ball and push these defenders off. And he's looking back to see who he has. If you're here, you're not that helpful. You're here, now he has options. You have options to pass it to. He sees where these guys are at. He can see where this person's at. So if he's here, what is the better option here? Should it pass to 7 or 9? If he tries to pass it here, it's going to get intercepted by 5. If no one's really marking 9 here, this is the better option, right? So he slows down. He's defending and protecting the ball until he can safely pass it to one of his teammates, probably here. And he's gonna go here, and this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna shift to do this, but you're gonna free up this person, and then so to kind of push you forward. So it's gonna open up a lot more offensive plays and opportunities to score. So going forward, to our next couple games, we have our game on, I think, on the 12th, and then we have playoffs. So I want to see more of the decision making and the thinking, like to think about what we talked about today's games and this. So we got to be open, create space. We have a lot of great players that can handle the ball well. And we're missing a couple people, but that's okay. And we still play great without them. But think about it. If we were able to, orchestrate, better plays, or to we get the ball around, take a shot, we probably could have scored like at least 4 times. I promise you. I'm telling you, we could have scored at least 4 times had we been passing the ball and creating space. Just like I showed you when I was playing the FC 25. So you're creating space, your guys around, you're passing, you're trying to outmaneuver the opposition, the other players, right? So you find the open space, you want to set up, you want to try to create an opportunity, create a play to get a score. That's the whole purpose of all this, shapes, the geometric shapes, diamonds, triangles, and all that. For those that we play Rondo, it's the reason why one of the most popular drills is Rondo, where you kind of line up in a circle or a square and you pass the ball and keep people from the in the center getting to the ball. You create that space, so keep that in mind. So that's all I have. I sorry about apologize about the game crashing. There's only so much I can do, and I didn't want to kind of risk trying to play again and then for it just to crash again. So, um, but yeah, so I'll catch you guys at practice. For those of you that are watching, those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, um, I do coaching on the side here, so this is mostly for them. But if you're swinging by, catching the archives, this is what I'm referring to. And so anything else, you know who you are. If you have any questions, hit me up in the respective group chat that we have. All right, thanks and peace. I mean the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gone for good now. Yeah.